Sri Gurupyo Namaha. Hare Guruvayurappa Sharanam. Now Dasaka 95 of Narayaneeyam, which is Dhyana Yogam, that is method of meditation. The merits of the technique of meditation is stressed here. Now we will see the slogas and meanings. आदौ हैरण्यगर्भीं तनुमविकल जीवात्मिकामास्तिदस्त्वं जीवत्वं प्राप्य माया गुणखणखजितो वर्तसे विश्वयोने तत्रोद्धृतेन सत्त्वेन तु गुणयुगलं भक्तिभावं गदेन छित्त्वा सत्त्वं च हित्वा पुनरनुवहितो वर्तिता हे त्वमेव. The Hare, the origin of all. In the beginning, thou were in an undivided state of all jivas in the Hiranyagarbha form. Then thou do manifest thyself in multiplicity of jivas and become associated with Maya and its various gunas. With the well-developed and dominant sattva, devotional attitude is reached, by which the other two gunas, rajas and tamas, are destroyed. By and by, when sattva also is abandoned, I, that is the jiva, shall again unobstructed realize myself as thyself only. The first sattva guna has to be developed in order to reduce and ultimately practically eliminate the other two gunas. After that, the sattva-guna must give rise to intense devotion. Ultimately, sattva-guna must also go. That is, one must go beyond all the gunas and completely efface oneself by devotion in which God alone exists and the whole world is looked upon as God. Then, the devotee becomes identified with God, that is Brahman. All the adjuncts, the mind, ego, intellect, all which made him look upon himself as a separate entity, dissolving completely. This is liberation. सतोन्मेषाल् कदाचित् खलु विषयरसे दोषबोधे विभूमन् भूयोऽप्येषु प्रवृत्तिः सदमसि रजसि प्रोद्धते दुर्निवारा चित्तं तावद् गुणाश्च ग्रथितमिह मिथस्तानि सर्वाणि रोद्धुं तुर्ये त्वय्येकभक्तिः शरणमिति भवान् हंसरूपी न्यगादीत्. O infinite being, when the sattva-guna predominates, the harmfulness of sense enjoyments is realized, whereas when the rajas and tamas are predominant, to abstain from worldly enjoyments becomes difficult because the mind and the gunas are mutually interlinked. To control all these, devotion in the turiya state alone is the only refuge. Thus, in the form of a swan, though instructed Sanagadaya Munis. Turiya, the embodied soul, is associated with three states: waking, dream, and deep sleep. Beyond these three states is the fourth, Turiya, which is identical with Brahman. सन्धिश्रेयांसि भूयांस्यपि रुजिविदया कर्मिणां निर्मितानि क्षुद्रानन्दाश्च सान्दाः बहुविधगदयः कृष्ण तेभ्यो भवेयुः त्वं चाजख्यादसख्ये ननु महिततमां श्रेयसां भक्तिमेकां त्वद्भक्त्यानन्दतुल्यः खलु विषयजुषां सम्मद केन वा स्यात्. There are many paths of welfare laid down to suit varying tastes of people as means of fulfillment. O Krishna, they lead to goals that yield only temporary and trivial pleasures. Thou did describe to thy friend Uddhava devotion as the most glorious path for attainment of supreme spiritual welfare of man. Where does the joy that people get by worldly pursuits stand in comparison to the bliss of devotion to thee? त्वद्भक्त्या तुष्टबुद्धेः सुखमिह चरदो विच्युदाशस्य चाचाः सर्वाः स्युः सौख्यमय्यः सलिलकुहरगसेव तोयैकमय्य सोऽयं खल्लिन्द्रलोकं कमलजभवनं योगसिद्धिश्च हृद्याः नाकाङ्क्षात्येतदास्तां स्वयमनुपदिते मोक्षसौख्येऽप्यनीह. A person whose mind is satisfied in thy devotion moves about happily in this world. One who has dropped all desires, for him every place is full of joy, just like an aquatic creature living in deep waters finds water everywhere. Such a person does not desire Indraloka or Satyaloka or the attractive yogic powers too. Let this may be so. The bliss of liberation coming of its own to him is also without his seeking. त्वल्भक्तो बाध्यमानोऽपि च विषयरसैः इन्द्रियाशान्तिहेतोः भक्तैव आक्रम्यमाणैः पुनरपि खलु तैर्दुर्बलैर्नाभिजय्य सप्तार्चिर्दीपितार्चिर्दहति किल यथा भूरिदारुप्रपञ्चम् त्वद्भक्त्योखे तथैव प्रदहति दुरिदं दुर्मदक्वेन्द्रियाणाम्. If the devotee is sometimes ensnared by sense pleasure because of his senses not being in his control fully, they, by nature weak, cannot stand the onslaught of devotion, and so the devotee cannot be conquered by the senses. Just as a well-lit blazing fire burns down stacks and heaps of wood, in the same way the devotion burns away stacks of sins and sinful tendencies. When this happens, the false power of the senses do not stand any chance. That is, the sense organs cannot exert their evil influence. चितार्द्रीर्भावमुच्चैर्वपुषि च पुलगं हर्षबाष्पं जहित्वा चित्तं शुद्धेत् कथं वा किमु बहुतपसा विद्यया वीतभक्ते त्वद्गाथास्वाद सिद्धाञ्जन सततमरीमृज्यमानोऽयमात्मा चक्षुर्वत् तत्त्वसूक्ष्मं भजति न तु तथाभ्यस्तया तर्ककोट्या. Unless the heart melts with love, the hair of the whole body stand on the end, that is horripilation. Tears of joy flow. How can the mind be purified? Of what use are austerities or learning devoid of devotion, just as by constant use of collyrium, that is an eye cleanser, the eyes can see the objects. The mind intuits thy subtle truth by constant imbibing of thy narrations and so purifying the soul. It is not so indeed by the study of highly sophisticated arguments like Tarkashastra, etc. ध्यानं ते शीलयेयं समदनुसुखबद्धासनो नासिकाग्र न्यस्ताक्षपूरगाद्यैः जितपवनपद चित्तवत्वं त्ववाञ्छम् ऊर्ध्वाग्रं भावयित्वा रविविदुशिखिन संविचिन्त्योपरिक्षात् तत्रस्त्वं भावये त्वं सजलजलधर श्यामलं कोमलाङ्गम्. To practice meditation, I will sit erect in a comfortable pose, that is Sukhasana, and gaze on the tip of the nose, controlling my vital breath energies by doing Puraga, etc. Pranayama, that is breath control. I will imagine the downward lotus in the heart as facing upward. I will imagine the sun, moon, and fire above it, and thee in a delicate dark blue form as the water bearing clouds seated on the top. Puraga is inhaling the breath through a nostril. Kumbhaka is holding the breath inside, and Rikaka exhaling through the other nostril. For the detailed description of meditation mentioned here, the Ekadasha Skanda of Bhagavata explains. अनीलश्लष्णकेशं ज्वलितमकरसत्कुण्डलं मन्दहास स्यन्दार्द्रं कौस्तुभश्रीपरिगद वनमालोरुहाराभिरामं श्रीवत्साङ्गं सुबाहुं मृदुलसदुदरं काञ्चनश्चायचेलं चारुस्निग्धोरुमम्बोरुह ललितपदं भावयेऽहं भवन्तम्. I meditate on thy blue form which has lustrous hair, shining fish-shaped earrings, a gentle smile with compassion flowing, luster of costume, and the big pearl necklaces, the Srivatsa mark, a soft and charming abdomen, golden-hued garment, comely, well-shaped thighs, and lotus-like tender feet. This is the head-to-foot description of the form in which the Lord should be meditated upon. This is the limb known as Dharana in the eight-limbed yoga. सर्वांगे शंगरंगत कुदुगमिति मुहुर्धारयन्नीशचित्तं तत्रापेगत्र युञ्जे वदन सरसिजे सुन्दरे मन्दहासे तत्रालीनं तु चेदः परमसुखचिदद्वैतरूपे विदन्वन् अन्यन्नो चिन्तयेयं मुहुर्ति समुपारूढयोगो भवेयम्. Hare, beloved Lord, again and again I will concentrate with growing eagerness on all thy limbs. Then I will fix my mind on thy lotus-like face with a gentle smile. The fully absorbed mind in that eternal bliss consciousness in a non-dual form will not think of anything else. Thus, I shall remain steady in the advanced state of communion with Brahman by repeated effort. इत्थं त्वद्ध्यानयोगे सति पुनरणिमाद्यष्टसंसिद्धयस्ताः दूरश्रुत्यादयोऽप्यह्यहमहमिकया सम्पदेयुर्मुरारे त्वल्सम्प्राप्तौ विलम्बावहमखिलमिदं नाद्रिये कामयेऽहं त्वामेव आनन्दपूर्णं पवनपुरपदे पाहि मां सर्वतापाद्. O slayer of Mura, as I master meditation on thee, the 8-bodied siddhis, anima, etc., will indeed come to me competing with one another, realizing that these will cause delay in attainment of thee. I shall not accept them. I long for thee alone, the plenitude of bliss. O Guruvayurappa, save me from all miseries. Now, the 8 siddhis which is referred above is Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Garima, Prapti, Pragamyam, Ishitvam, Vashitvam. That is making the body very small, Anima. Mahima is making it very big. And Laghima is making it very light. And Garima is making it very heavy. Prapti is reaching a place by thought alone. And Pragamyam is to have fulfillment of every desire. And Ishitvam is capacity to rule over others. And Vashitvam is being free from all worldly desires. There are 10 more powers such as clairvoyance and clairaudience and all that. All these are described in Bhagavatam Ekadasham, 15th chapter. With this sloga, now we have completed Dasaga 95 of Narayaneeyam, and now we will listen to Sati Suresh Bhajan song.
കണ്ടു ഞാൻ കണ്ണനെ കായാമ്പൂവർണ്ണനെ ഗുരുവായൂരമ്പല നടയിൽ. കണ്ടു ഞാൻ കണ്ണനെ കായാമ്പൂവർണ്ണനെ ഗുരുവായൂരമ്പല നടയിൽ. രാജീവലോചനൻ എൻ്റെ കണ്ണൻ അമ്പാടി പൂനിലാവെൻ്റെ കണ്ണൻ മണിമുരളികയൂതി എൻ്റെ മുന്നിൽ വന്നു നീ പുൽകി നിന്നു നീ. കണ്ടു ഞാൻ കണ്ണനെ കായാമ്പൂവർണ്ണനെ ഗുരുവായൂരമ്പല നടയിൽ. പീലി ചൂടിയും വനമാല ചാർത്തിയും ഗോപനന്ദനൻ മായ കാട്ടി നിന്നുവോ. കൃഷ്ണഗാഥയായി നിന്റെ മാനസം നിന്റെ പാദരേണു ചൂടി ധന്യയായി ഞാൻ. കണ്ടു ഞാൻ കണ്ണനെ കായാമ്പൂവർണ്ണനെ ഗുരുവായൂരമ്പല നടയിൽ.